welcome to the October Glimesh board meeting. Thank you all for being here. We normally kind of go over a couple of things here at the beginning. If you're new here, we actually stream this board meeting once a month on generally the first Wednesday of every month at about 6 p.m. Eastern, which is right now, unless you're watching the VOD, and then it's definitely not right now. We do it as a way to inform everyone about all of our open company objectives, ideals, and metrics. So this is not exactly like a feature update necessarily. There's going to be some features here that aren't mentioned. There's going to be things that you want to keep following our Twitter for, or following the Building Glimesh for, or our Discord. But this kind of just gives you an update on the company itself and the status and how things are going. You're welcome to ask questions at any time or contribute in any way. We're even in Discord if you want to join the voice call. But keep in mind that if you chat on text here, or you come into Discord and use your voice, that will be saved and uploaded to YouTube as well. So if you don't consent to that, please don't speak there. If you need to, we do have a Discord channel where you can type your message. It's called Meeting Chat. And if you just specify that you would like to be anonymous, just say that, and we won't label you on stream. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started here. Just as a reminder, we do try to answer questions as we go. So if you have them and they're relevant, just pop them in there. If they're not relevant to like what we're talking about at that exact moment, just give us a second and we will give us the stream, and then we'll answer them at the end of the stream. All right. So there's really a couple of exciting things that I really want to share with everyone this board meeting. First off is we're actually on the low latency RTMP right now. So keep watching, and if you see any issues, let me know. We are testing this, and this is one of our tests to actually make sure that we can. Oh, hold on, my log broke. Oh shit. That we can handle, users as well, because most of our streams so far have been rather like small test streams. So this one already has 48 viewers, so it's a good test for us to make sure the RTMP is working. So if you see any issues, just ping us in chat. Please bear with us for technical reasons. All right. So with that in mind, we've had a ton of new users over the past month in September. We'll show you some graphs in a minute. It's not like a huge launch type tick, but we've definitely had a good number kind of find out about us, join in, and then even go so far as to stream with us every single day. I don't know if you've all noticed, which I think you have. If you click on gaming now, or art, or music, or tech, you're really likely to find a streamer now that you've never even seen before, which is really nice. So if you see streamers that are new to the platform, make sure you go welcome them, say hello. Remember how scary it can be to stream for the first time, and give them a hello and welcome. And tell them about the features that they don't know exist. A lot of the features here we're not very good at telling people about. It's I think people are now finally finding out about emotes. So make sure people know what's going on. I mean, if they want that, of course. If they ask you to stop, then just leave them alone. But yeah, so we're also getting ready to do. I'm sorry. So yeah, we've had lots of concurrent live streams. We've also had a huge amount of community development. I think last month alone we had probably 15 pull requests from various people working on PNG emotes, working on a mobile app authentication refactor, working on the new Glim Interactive service, which is not the branded name, and then working on things like co-streaming as well. So I know, and if I forgot anyone, please forgive me. I know that these features are really awesome, and everyone's excited for them. So hopefully we can, we've already got some of them launched, and then hopefully we'll have more launched throughout this month and next month. And finally to that, we're also getting ready to do something pretty big here, which I'll touch on at the end of this paragraph, or this this header here. So I do want to call out to everyone that I am very behind on everything that I have on my plate. So if you're waiting on me for something, or you're expecting me to do something and I haven't done it, I apologize. It's a very busy time for me right now. I think we're doing pretty good so far, but some things are definitely slipping. So if you're waiting on me for like a pull request review or help or anything like that, just ping me again or something. But it's gonna have to come in first serve right now. But that is not even really important, because everything that's been done from the community in the last month has been basically without me. Like, I just need to hit some buttons to deploy some servers, and that's it. All the rest of the features and stuff have been developed outside of the critical path. So that's really good news. And I want to continue to make sure that we have that. One of the things I want to work on too is making our deployments automatic. That way we can get more pull request reviewers in, and then people can actually just like deploy and merge and have their changes go out to the website without me, which would be good, because then we could push features without waiting for me. So anyways, and then of course that would be for only people who have approved access and Glimesh's trust to be able to push to production. So that's a pretty normal thing. We just need to get support for it. We also now have RTMP fully available for testing. We're actually using it right now at this very second. It looks like we've got 55 viewers running on it for this stream alone. So it's looking pretty good. It seems to be catching up to everyone so far. And the latency, for any of you who are actually in Discord, you can compare it. Unmute your Discord audio and listen to the stream at the same time, and you should see the delay. It should be pretty darn fast though. There's no like buffering issues or anything. And the RTMP also works fully with restreaming platforms like Aircast, Restream, and even like your Streamlabs multi-streaming. Oh yeah, and you can see your chat right there. That's smart. Okay. But one of the things we actually need help testing for RTMP more than ever is actually poor network connections. It's kind of one of the goals of RTMP that it helps support, connections that have been an issue with FTL. But unfortunately, the problem is we made FTL so good that it's hard to notice the FTL issues now, because the improvements that Hayden and Dan have made make it, pretty hard to, like, any kind of minimal packet loss is just eaten and you don't even notice it. It's only when you like unplug your Ethernet cable that your stream goes out. So if you can help test with that, you have terrible Wi-Fi or you have cables that you run through your microwave, feel free to help us test. We get the information on building Glimesh. Maybe someone in chat will link that real quick. It's pretty easy to set up, but we do need your help if you do test it. We need your feedback. So if you have an issue, you have to be able to report it to us, and you have to be able to help walk through the issue that you're facing. You can't just like fire and forget. We're not there yet. All right. The next little piece of kind of maintenance news is we're going to be down. We're going to be offline completely this Saturday, which is 8th at 7 a.m. Eastern time, which is exactly 13 hours ago, until about 10 a.m. EDT as well. We're going to announce that here on Twitter here soon, by tomorrow. The downtime should only last from about 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., so only for an hour to do the database migration. But there may be lingering issues until about 10 a.m. as well. We're actually moving the database and web servers completely off of DigitalOcean onto a provider called fly.io. And that's going to help us deploy easier, manage our web application easier, manage metrics easier, and it's just I've been using it for a little while now, and it's just a better overall experience. And it's better for me too, because I don't have to manage anything. Now, we're still going to be using DigitalOcean for all of our video, so that's not going away. In fact, I did another pricing analysis today comparing DigitalOcean to all the other providers, and they're still the absolute cheapest. So we're going to continue to go with DigitalOcean for video, but for the actual like web app that you use, that's still going to be Fly. And you shouldn't notice anything. Actually, what you should notice is Fly is going to help us distribute the Glimesh.tv app across more data centers. So one of the things that will change in the future is we'll be able to run Glimesh TV local to you. So instead of you having to talk to, like you stream to, let's say you're in the UK or in Australia, for example, you're in Australia, you stream to the Australian ingest and you view from the Australian edge, but you use the website from the US, it doesn't exactly make sense for latency purposes. So what we'll be able to do in the future with Fly is immediately deploy to Australia as well. And then when you use Glimesh TV, when you chat in chat or do anything on the website, it'll be boom, 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 super fast because it'll be local to where you exist. So that's not going to come out immediately. That's going to require testing and stuff, but it makes it easier to do and less of a maintenance headache. So keep that in mind. 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. EDT on Saturday, which is 2 days from now. 2 full days. Look out for that. Yeah, Narax, I would try your browser and see if it happens there too. All right, so then the last thing here is we have kind of reached a point where Glimesh has matured a lot, especially since our launch. And actually, I could be dropping frames as well because I have a potato computer. But anyways, we've grown a lot and we've matured a lot since we first launched our alpha. If you remember the site way back then, it looked very similar because we haven't really changed our design too much. But the feature set is almost night and day different. I think Barry helped me create a changed feature list recently, and there's something like 20 major features that we launched, like major features. Things like emotes, emotes, things like gift subs, donations, being able to stream with RTMP, being able to have such a enriched category database. That kind of stuff is all new since launch. And so we're going to basically compile a list of all those things together, put some screenshots with it, and then put it into an email blast to all 10,000 of our newsletter subscribers. Whenever you register for Glimesh, it asks you if you want to register for our newsletter. And so that'll be that list. And we're going to be sending out that email on Wednesday, October 12th at about noon Eastern time. And we're going to do a Twitter push as well. And of course, other social medias as well of like a feature recap. Here's what you missed. Because a lot of people just have been waiting for Glimesh to mature and they don't know that we have. Especially with our RTMP release, I think this will be a really good time to get the word out. People will be able to restream comfortably. People will be able to use third-party applications easily, and hopefully they can find out about us again. So I think that this will be a nice little push. I know all of you, scream to the top of your lungs as much as you can about Glimesh and getting it out there, but it really does take momentum to kind of grow a platform like this. And so, we want to help create that momentum. And so we need your help as well. Not only is this a great time for you to stream, if you stream, but it's also a great time for you to, blast us out on Twitter or wherever your social media is, and make it a big deal. So if you are interested in streaming, I just want to say this out loud to everyone. I'm not promising anything, but whenever we emailed people in the past, we end up getting a ton of users checking out the site. So not only would it help us for there to be a good number of users live, but it would also help you because hopefully people would come around, check out your stream and see what you have to offer. And so that will be on about noon on Wednesday, October the 12th. the site should be perfectly stable, no concerns there. And we've also done something special where we're removing the 2-week notice and the 30-day recency limits for events, because that's only a week away from now. So if you are interested in hosting some kind of event, a charity stream, tournament, anything like that, let us know via the event form, which you can click on Barry's link there and see more. Because any streams that are featured, that are an event, will be prominently displayed on the very front of the homepage while they're live. So if you're hosting an event, that's a really great time to do it. So just keep that in mind. You can see the link there. Remember, we don't just allow anything to be an event. It does have to be. You just have to follow a certain set of rules. It has to have definitely a very good following of our rules, in code of conduct. And so it has to be some kind of notable event as well. But reach out anyway, because our event team is definitely able to help you kind of navigate that territory. All right. So there's that. That's the stuff. That's the guts of the meeting. Now I'm going to go over some metrics. Is the stream? Yeah, I do. Hold on. The stream did interrupt. It looks like I got disconnected from.
It's fine here.
Yeah, it looks like it's like.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
I think it was the New York.
Oh no.
Just to refresh. it fixed itself. Yeah. I don't know what happened. Yeah. Refresh fixed it. There's one lingering weird little tricky OBS or RTMP bug left that I can't figure it out. I have to get Hayden's help for it. But it should be good. All right. So moving on to metrics. So you can see here, this is our normal metrics chart for unique streamers and peak viewers. You can see here that peak viewers definitely went up really high. And I did look at the streams that are not exactly normal Glimesh content and made sure that they weren't inflating the numbers here, and they're not. I mean, they are a contributor to the numbers, but they're not the reason for the uptick. So this is all like, organic growth for us. So not only did our number of streamers go up here, you can see, boom, which this is a smaller, index, but our number of viewers went up as well. And then you can see the same thing reflective in our July 1st to September 30th metrics, where kind of overall, ignore the spike here, but overall, it's dwindling down. Of course, we've had issues with traffic, but then we get nice peaks, and then boom, we get some more traffic. And of course, it seems to be if people love to leave other platforms when there's drama, which fuck it, we'll take advantage of. And so you can see here that definitely increased whenever there was some other drama. So our goal now is to hold on to this. We did get this bump in growth. Let's amplify it by sending out an email blast, informing all these people like, hey, we've got all these features now. We've got RTMP now. Check us out again, right? Every single person on Twitter who talks about Glimesh has said nothing but how much they love streaming there. Everyone in this channel will admit that Glimesh is smaller than other platforms, but everyone else will also, who streams here will say that they like streaming here because the community is really nice, and like no matter what, they have a good stream. Like it can be difficult, right? There can be times where you don't have a huge audience, but you have an easier time finding people, meeting people, and having a great time with them on Glimesh, guaranteed. So that's our goal. Take this growth and kind of hold on to it as much as we can, amplify it at the same time with this email blast, and then continue to try and ramp up a little bit. I think especially with RTMP coming into more of a known standard, it's going to be a little bit easier to get streamers, which I think will also help make it easier to get viewers. So. All right, and then here is the September alone metrics here. Again, I want to remind everyone, I saw this quoted recently. Unfortunately, the bounce rate and the visit duration numbers, I've checked them. They are not accurate. Because when you land on our homepage and you click to a stream or you click to one of the gaming, like art, one of the categories, it does what's like a live push to you, which doesn't trigger a page view, which means that your bounce and your visit duration are not accurate. Your bounce rate, for example, too, is just not at all what it should be, because of the way we use kind of the live magic that we have. So I just want to say that these numbers, the total page views is pretty accurate just because there's so many. Unique visitors is oh, did I upload the same image twice? I did. Sorry, I uploaded the same image twice. But the unique visitors number is accurate as well because of the number of people, and because we do track them the first time. But these bounce rates, and it's not good to quote them because they're not. You can't make any judgments based on them. I will fix the graph here. All right. So, anyways, for the month of September, we did have 20,000 unique visitors and 154,000 page views. Metrics for the app. You can see we definitely had a growth as well. People downloading the app, using the app. We've also pushed some authentication. Anyone hear that? That was really weird. We've pushed some authentication changes recently to make app logins less annoying, but it's not fixed yet. It's just a little bit better. There's some more work to be done there, but people are definitely using the app. I'm actually curious, for those who are in chat right now, if you're using the app, can you just like type app or something in chat? Okay, we have 2. It's pretty good. I know I use the computer, but I know people love apps, so. All right, let me zoom out for a second here. All right, so then this is our finances. There we go. We got more coming in. People just had to switch tabs back to it. So these are our finances for the last 6 months. September is the last column here. So we had $1,620 in gross subscriptions, meaning to everyone. Of those, we paid out $707 to streamers. We paid Stripe $116 plus $185 in fees, and we did $25 in refunds. Just so everyone knows, if you ever find that you have a Glimesh subscription that you forgot about or that you meant to cancel and didn't work, just reach out to support. We always help, including with refunds. We're not here. We by no means want to exist off of your hard work without you getting any value from it. So just reach out. We also sold $349 in merch somehow. I don't know who's pushing the merch game so hard. I still think maybe this is just Bandjacks ordering like too many t-shirts. But we definitely had merch sales in the last month. Of course, Printful, which makes the t-shirts, took 136 of that, or 137 of that. But we actually made profit on merch for the first time in probably about 8 months. If you're interested in merch, you can check out this link that Barry just linked. We've got a bunch of cool shirts with your favorite Glim drops on them. And then we also have the classic Glimesh shirt, which is kind of the OG, which is probably the collector's one. Yeah, the thing about it, Sugar, is they do everything for us, and we never have to worry about it. So it's nice to never have to worry. All right, and then on the expenses side, we do have the server bills for DigitalOcean, $1,279. By the next month, this number will be cut down because we'll be saving money with Fly as well. We'll have less servers with more reliability, and then we are going to be adding RTMP as well to the mix. I think I forgot to mention that. I do plan on getting RTMP added to. Well, I'm going to submit a pull request to the OBS team to add RTMP to OBS. hopefully this week, so then they can merge it and maybe go in next week. But that will be we'll be relying on the OBS team to review and approve that change, or if they have comments, to fix it. So that brings our total infrastructure expenses to 1,415. So you can already see that we did not make profit based on the subscription revenue of $580, which is totally normal. And then we've got $251 in recurring services like email and errors and that kind of stuff. So that puts a total income of $1,970 with total expenses of $2,870. So a negative profit of a loss of $900. So we did lose money, but we lost less money than previously. And we did have an uptick in subscriptions here. So I think as long as we can cut servers and grow subscriptions, it'll be all right. And what I mean by that is we won't even have to try very hard. So the Treptician, I'm assuming that's how you say your name. Treption. I'm gonna go with Treption. Treption, there we go. All right, so the subscription, the money, any of the revenue comes from your subs. So either you subscribing directly to Glimesh, or any subs that you have on your channel, we take a cut of. We take a cut of that, 40% cut, and then we pay all the bills with that. We actually don't have watch minutes, hours in a month in Smart. I don't think that we track. It would be a very wild guess because we don't track individual user view times. We only track the average number of viewers per stream, and then how long that stream went on. So we could do the math that way, but it would be like wildly inaccurate compared to like actual number of watch minutes. We don't have the per user tracking right now. I might run that query later just to see what it looks like, actually. All right, so anyways, yeah, negative profit. And then our Stripe balance is basically about the same. We lost, how much of our money we lost last month, and the balance. No. I haven't put money in Glimesh since we started it. Honestly, the community has paid for everything that Glimesh has done. I have not put money in since, just to get it started, just to give it some stimulus money. So don't thank me for that. Thank our subscribers. Yeah. Thank you to the people who support us. All right, and then finally here, we've no salaries right now. Which if we had salaries, oh boy, would this number be negative. An average developer would probably cost the complete balance here per month. So we would be very quickly out of money. All right, and then finally here, some Glimesh news. I just copied and pasted these from Building Glimesh. We have added PNG emotes to Glimesh. So unfortunately, we disabled SVGs for now, so we could add PNGs easily. But PNGs have already gone over great, and I think we had a huge influx of new emotes being added, and now you can upload 10 emotes to your channel, which is awesome because there's so many. And then you can also, for each emote on your channel, you can control whether or not you want to hide that emote, whether or not you want that emote to be globally available, like all of these ones we have in chat right now, or whether or not you want it available to subscribers to your channel only, so you can hide some of your emotes behind subscriptions. So that's all for you to control. By default, they're just emotes for your channel, and then you can kind of toggle them how much you want. We've also launched the ability to turn off receiving gift subs. What that means is if you, the viewer, don't want to be randomly gifted a gift sub to someone else's channel, you can disable that in your settings now. If you're a streamer and you don't want to have gift subs on your channel, you can also disable those. So either way, you can disable it. And then we've also got a new, for the API, a new mutation for title to allow you to change the title from like your bot or maybe even like your OBS client. Now we can't do that today with OBS or anything like that, but any developer is free to add that kind of functionality now. There's one little question up here I wanted to answer. How much of the server infrastructure is storage versus compute? Well, none of it is storage. We store nothing. The only thing that like is storage is emotes and stuff like that, which is literally pennies. Unsmart, on Glimesh, you have to gift sub to someone in particular, and you can only do one at a time. So it would error on that user. Yeah. We don't have like the mass crazy Twitch, like gift 100 subs real quick. Because we don't have a viewer list either. We can't do that kind of like advanced logic. You have to know who you're aiming for. Yeah, we do have the database as well. Right. Yeah, we do store data in the database. It is relatively small though. It's like, I think it was like 8 gigabytes for the actual data we need to keep. We store nothing as in regards to the question of whether or not the cost is storage or bandwidth or compute, I guess. The cost right now is not storage. It's bandwidth and CPU. When we do have VODs, we don't know whether they'll be eternal or not. They may just be like you download them. So even then, it may not be as much storage as you think. Yeah, Galway, there's a lot of things in the way of that right now. Like we need a viewer list, which we don't have because it's more complicated than just adding a viewer list. And then we need to add the interface to be able to do that. I think the other issue is we have to maybe mature up the payments a little bit to make sure that each of the gift subs is being tracked individually, as opposed to one subscription. Right now, everything on the site is 1-to-1. You donate one time to one person, you subscribe one time to one person, you gift sub one time to one person. So it's like, we just have to make sure that we're handling that logic correctly. Yeah, no, gift bombs are fun for sure. And that's a huge amount of revenue, doing gift subs like that. Yeah, I think Sugar in the past, what we talked about is like clips. We definitely want to have on the platform, have them be available for a very long time. Have them being fun and engaging, all that kind of stuff. But for VODs, we're really a streaming site, so like VODs are not quite what we do, but we want to be able to provide streamers, a recording of their stream so they can do whatever they want with it. So this is not final yet. This is all just theory crafting. But what we imagine we would do is offer you the ability to download your stream, for like up to a week after, and then you can download it, put it wherever you want, and then we would delete it automatically after the week. Yeah, exactly. Right, Catopia, exactly. Yeah, I mean, even if it's a week's not going to be a big deal. It's the problem with not putting a timeline on it is then you have to store it for a long time. No, we can use any provider. We use Vulture, for example, for Australia, because DigitalOcean doesn't have any servers in Australia. So we can use Vulture and DigitalOcean very easily. They're the cheapest bandwidth providers I can find that are not like dedicated servers. Yeah. Yeah, we're not interested in dedicated equipment right now. Not until we've proven out our existence. Like eventually we'll have our own servers, stuff like that, because that's going to be the cheapest way to do bandwidth. But for now, cloud providers work pretty well. Yeah, R2's only like alpha invite right now, right? I want to try them out, but we don't have access. Oh, it is GA? Yeah. If storage becomes cheaper, then we may look at whatever the hell we can do. But right now, storage is not cheap. The problem with storage is not the orchestrate. Excuse me. The problem with storage is it's not like the disk cost necessarily too. It's also the maintenance and like being able to scale it. Because like DigitalOcean does offer their Spaces product, but it's actually more expensive than VPSs with hard drives. So like, it's cheaper to run a bunch of VPSs with hard drives. But then we have to like figure out which videos on which server and a whole bunch of programming work. Well done, Brian. You may have missed the whole thing. So actually, what I'm going to do now is that's the board meeting. Thank you all for attending. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, but we're going to continue streaming. If you have any other questions or you want to ask anything else, we can also go over any of the board meeting again. With that in mind, thank you all for attending. Make sure you visit our website at glimesh.tv. You could probably even spell it incorrectly and still get there. So hope to see you there. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.